I think what really is a true measure of what the intentionality of an organization and the leadership is what you do. Yeah. And I think in that moment, you saw that there was a need and that people needed help. And that was something that you were willing to do. And it worked out. And I think for a lot of people that were able to utilize that services, that was a great thing that was available to them.
And we also building surplus at United Ag for that sole reason, because after COVID, you saw the ag industry was impacted by flooding.
Yes.
So some of our members went through a lot of flooding issues. And this is ag is a very low margin business, right? I was a CFO before I became a CEO, and I know how low margins work on a financial statement. So if you have this health insurance cost that's going up and up and up, how do you sustain it on a financial statement? That's really, really hard. So I actually recently had this example, I think last year, where a renewal is going back and forth. It was a high renewal, like from claims and whatever was going on. And I was just CC'd on it. So I was just seeing this back and forth going on. And the CEO or somebody in that group in that email said, hey, this company is going through flooding and all the issues. And so I don't know if they can make this happen. So I saw that, and I know the person, the owner. So I picked up the call and said, hey, what's happening? So he explained to me what's happening. He says, I love United Ag, would love to stay with United Ag, but I cannot financially make it happen. I'm like, oh, and then he told me this whole story, what's going on. I hung up, called Sachin, who heads our underwriting department. I said, Sachin, can you just do a rate pass for this group right now? And he said, what? I said, yeah, please trust me. They're going through hard times. They are members for about more than 15, 20 years at United Ag. I would like them to give a rate pass. And we did. So,
wow.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Human is more important at the end of the day, right?
Yes. No. And I think that's a very good example of how you're looking beyond the business. You're looking at the end user. You're looking at the member. You're looking at all of this. And I think that you understood that there was a situation that was outside of someone's control and they needed some help, and you were in a position to do that. So no, that's very good. And I think it's great to be able to share these things, because I don't think a lot of people get to see this side of the insurance piece, right?
That's
and I think
true.
that's really important for people to get a good perspective that there are people like you and your organization and your team that really looks at these things at that level and be so granular. So
if you put human first, there'll be success. So I wish everybody learns that and gets that.
No, I like that. Like, like human focus, right? And I like that. And there's a level of success, because I think what you're saying is there can be situations where everybody's looking at spreadsheets. You've been a CFO, right? So you're just, if you strictly look at the numbers all the time, then you can find yourself very much in that. Right. So,
but my experiment is, it actually makes business sense. So think of United Ag tripling, having strong surplus, financially in a very strong position. It's all numbers.
Right.
So putting humans at the center actually reflects back. So even if you just want to succeed in business, if you just want to make the profits and you just want to grow, just use this as a branding technique. Even that works, right?
Right.
Because if you put that human beings at the forefront, it actually has business impact. And that's what we've seen.
No, that's amazing. And you're delivering on that. So that's amazing. So we have a little bit of time left. And the next big question, AI in healthcare. Okay. You're the CEO of United Ag Benefits Trust, right? You're very much involved in healthcare. So what are your thoughts?
Actually, we are looking at a lot of from a technology standpoint. How do we now take United Ag to the next level? And we're testing some of these things out. But the first thing you need to do, any with AI or technology or something, is how does that fit into our culture, and does it have the right intentional outcome, right? We just don't want to adapt like, oh, there's this AI thing or technology thing, let's bring it on because it looks like a sexy next shiny object, right?
Sure.
How does it have an impact? So that's what we are looking at right now. Does it solve for the pain point of our members? And we do see that some aspects of AI from an internal standpoint is going to bring about efficiencies. It's going to bring about efficiencies even the way we deal with members. So those are the things we're testing out right now, and we'll see which ones of that will have an impact. Because if you kind of bring in AI and do your internal processes and bring about efficiencies, then you get that much time to spend time on the service side of things, right? So you augment your service side by improving your technology. So that's one thing from an internal standpoint. From an external standpoint, that member experience that you have, you augment that by using AI. You don't take the SOFIs and the member services out of it, but you augment what they do and provide for them behind the scenes. You provide them as much help. So in front, they are providing that human touch, but they have all the help behind the scenes.